moving on. The last roll of Halcyon Helen. I believe this DLC and the other DLC were made during quarantine, during COVID. Yet that last one was pretty good. And there are so many other games that were made during COVID that, I mean, weren't as great. So Obsidian did pretty well. What do we have? Halcyon Helen, beloved Aetherwave star and product icon. I didn't even know she was the face of Rizzo's. I knew that she was just an Aetherwave person. Did they show Rizzo's in any of her promotional posters? Has been murdered. With the unveiling of Rizzo's Spectrum Brown at risk, you have been hired to find the pernicious killer and bring them to justice. Travel to Eridanos. A landing site has been reserved for you at the Eridanos luxury landing pad. Hopefully, nobody tries to impound your ship this time. Is that for I'm gonna land and my ship's gonna get impounded? They wouldn't tell me that unless I'm about to land and get my ship impounded.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance? I request you do not wake me if I am sleeping upon your return.
I request that you and Sam lock the door next time you two are having a session.
We're now docked at Eridanos' luxury landing pad.
Can I not talk to my crew? I would like to know who I should take. Oh, you're finally out of the bathroom. Nyoka likes vodka. Felix likes cereals. You like stealing. You like cleaning. Vicar Max likes reading and religion. So if none of them are gonna talk to me, I guess I'll bring Nyoka? Because at least she likes something that fits into what we're about to do. I don't know. It's a little disappointing that no one has anything to say. Considering that in... It's so quiet because it's just ignoring my music settings.
I can't believe Miss Helen's gone. Feels like it's going against the laws of nature somehow. I used to watch Helen's serials. She'd fall into mortal peril every couple episodes, but she always lived in the end.
Well, I'm glad I could take you to see Eridanos. How does it feel?
Breathtaking. Have you looked over the edge of the complex yet? Just watch the clouds turning? It's like an ocean without end.
Well, I actually have a fear of heights, so I don't really want to do that. Just looks like clouds to me. It really is something.
Eridanos and Olympus are the two biggest planets in Halcyon. King and Queen of the sky. Looking out to the horizon, I get this feeling that we're in the company of royalty. Eridanos is 100 times the mass of Terra 2, 800 times the volume, 10 times the diameter. We're flying through the tiniest layer of habitable atmosphere. Sometimes I can't believe how small my world used to be. My horizons were about as wide as the walls of Edgewater.
Well, I'm glad we got you out of Edgewater. Edgewater.
I'm glad you landed in the Vale. Even if you did land right on top of Captain Hawthorne. You know what? I'm spoiling the moment. Let's get back to it. Yeah? I mean, what do you need? Captain? Mr. Sir?
Just, we've known each other for a while, Parvati. You can just call me by my name. Yoka.
You know, of all the places we've been, this is the closest I've felt to something that can work. This whole complex, I mean. They've got gainful employment, a wilderness reserve for fun, an enormous roof over people's heads. Maybe after the dust settles, they could shore up some holes and be an example to the rest of the colony. Here's hoping.
Okay, so you had nothing to say. Can I now talk to my crew about Iridanos? Or do I have to take them outside onto the planet? Well, the thing above the planet. Oh.
You ain't making a lick of sense, Max. Of course I got a self. I'm me, Felix Millstone.
No, that is just a story you've been building for yourself from a very young age.
There, see? You just said yourself. Your self. Guess I got a self after all. Checkmate, preacher.
Semantics and nothing more. The construction of our language assumes the existence of a self.
Whoa, slow down. What's this about construction work?
Our language has all manner of paradoxes contained within it. Tell me, what happens to your lap when you stand up?
What are you talking about? Max, you've been acting real funny ever since you and that hermit sniffed all them drugs. Maybe you ought to ask Ellie to take a look at your head.
This one's not new. This is one that's in the base game.
I welcome our opportunity to discover who killed Miss Bellamy, but I fear the common serial theme of inspectors meting out justice is as flimsy as their unconvincing storylines.
Okay.
I find myself
I know we got a murder to solve, but I say we take our time. Enjoy the hotel. No one's allowed off the islands except us. The killer ain't going anywhere. Unless they jumped off the edge. And they got some way to fly. Huh. Didn't think about that.
Okay, so far no one has had anything to add after talking to them except Parvati.
Does being on the case give us temporary immunity? Think they'll let us confiscate a few stray bits?
Issuing sanitation ticket. Error! Refill printer paper.
And of course Sam gets shafted again. Okay, I guess it's Nyoka is my other person that I'm riding with. Who's carrying the purple berry? I should give it to Nyoka, huh? Because it's a Rizzo's weapon. Oh, Felix. Oh, it finally hung that thing up. I never got to show that to her, and now I'm just keeping it. Oh god, that only does 200 damage. Oh, it's not a Rizzo's weapon, it says Jock. That's fine then.
I so enjoy watching you sleep for hours on end, Captain. It's quite entertaining the way you drool and whimper.
Thanks. Are you actually doing work on my ship? We can finally get back to the mission now. the previous, oh my gosh, look at that guy's face. The previous mission, like, your allies had a lot to say. Or the previous DLC. So I'm a little disappointed that they don't have...
Oh, Captain, it's beautiful up here. Could we get more jobs like this one?
Unfortunately, no, Parvati. We're in a world now where they only do 2 DLCs. Instead of 4, like, games used to do. Slug? Oh.
Hello there. Hope your atmospheric entry wasn't too troublesome. As a guest of honor, you deserve the best in comfort. Sublight Salvage and Shipping Underground, or Slug, as we like to call ourselves, is delighted to welcome you to Eridanos. I'm the Grand Colonial Head Bellhop. I'm here to grab your bags and direct you, the inspector, to the Grand Ballroom, which was the scene of the crime.
What are you wearing? What's the mood of the hotel? Are a lot of people upset?
I'll say. There's nary a soul here who wasn't a fan of hers in some respect. Just about everybody's shocked. Some people are inconsolable. Hell, even Black Hole Birdie, Helen's beau, has wandered off. Some folks think he had something to do with the murder, but I don't believe it.
He did it. It's always the boyfriend.
I still don't understand why anyone would have it in for Ms. Helen.
Folks get heated when it comes to serials and their actors, I suppose.
See, now they've added Black Hole Bird, so it's about serials, and now it's also about a freaking, what do you call it, tossball player. So I should bring Felix, but I brought Felix in the last one. They don't balance out which characters are the best for this. We're sticking with Nyoka. Okay, I'm not gonna bring Felix around again. Was she a divisive figure?
Not particularly, but I think some folks were jealous of her success, or otherwise viewed her as a threat. Reckon how she came about her fame didn't help.
How did she get famous?
Why, she was a natural. People fell in love with her. She managed to wrangle up a following all on her own. She ended up about as famous and high-runged as your average VP, which rubbed a lot of Byzantines the wrong way. Actors ain't supposed to get preferential treatment. I imagine the admin briefed you about Helen's part in the Spectrum Brown unveiling. Too bad about the postponement. Not so terrible as Helen's murder, but still a crying shame.
Was the product release a big deal?
You bet it was. Rizzo's rented out the ballroom in the hotel just for the launch event. Reckoned it was gonna be a real swell affair. Rizzo's ain't unveiled the product since the debut of Spectrum Ultraviolet. Invisible to the naked eye, and as it happened, prone to causing massive internal bleeding. Anyway, I think I've held you up long enough. Once you're ready, head down to the lobby. The ballroom is just behind the elevators. Meanwhile, I'll grab your bags.
Bags? What bags?
You're making fun, right? Your luggage, belongings, kit, wherever you keep what you ain't wearing. You're still giving me a pretty blank look. Suppose it's none of my business, but do you just wear the same set of clothes all the time?
It's a Delacour? What was her name again? Jalacour. It's a Jalacour. Of course I wear this. It's the most expensive thing I own. I'm not gonna insult your hat, even though are you an elf? Are you Santa? Of course I do. Are you telling me you don't?
Well, reckon I can respect your candor, even if it scares me a smidge. Anyhow, I'll look for you in the grand ballroom later. Hope you can unravel this mystery, Inspector.
Okay. Bellhop did it.
I think I must have had something in my ear. I could have sworn you just said we aren't allowed to depart.
Apologies, sir, but the atmospheric complex is on complete lockdown. No one's allowed in or out until the murder investigation's concluded.
Do you have any idea who I am? I could bury you under 6 tons of paperwork before you had the time to cry out for your supervisor.
I'm sure you could, but we fed our last box of grievance forms into the incinerator a few months ago. Is there anything I can do for you in the meantime?
I cannot believe this.
Okay. So, what are we off to do? Enter the Grand Colonial Hotel.
Greetings.
Greetings, Inspector. No need to check in here. Your paperwork has all been processed. You should be able to find the Colonial right ahead.
Oh my stars. This is the hotel? I only ever seen a place like this in periodicals. Or that one episode of Agent Khan.
It looks standard to me, Parvati. Doesn't look that insane.
I can't believe someone so famous as Halcyon Helen could meet a fate like this.
It really is a terrible shame. I absolutely adored her serials.
I almost can't imagine someone wretched enough to do such a thing. You don't think a dissident could be here, do you?
Get a hold of yourself. The administrator would never allow someone as dangerous as a dissident here. Eridanos is safe. This is all just a terrible coincidence.
Of course, you are absolutely right. I think the idea of a psychopath wandering among us is just making me nervous.
Okay, I'm not going to listen to all of them. I just want to make sure they weren't important. The board report.
Ooh, feels like I'm breathing rich people air.
Maybe bringing Yoka isn't a good idea because she's not saying anything. Was this really built for Parvati and Felix, the two etherwave lovers?
The murder has
Maybe I'll switch my person out with each quest.
I demand a room upgrade.
Okay, can't talk to the concierge yet. Bellhop
I'll
Norval.
bet you 10 bits this is all just some sort of publicity stunt.
The crime scene's awaiting, Inspector. Can't believe something like this could happen in my hotel. When I found her, I was just hoping she had a little too much to drink, but all the grievous bodily injury adds up, I suppose.
You found the body. Why didn't you tell me sooner?
You didn't ask. Anyway, I'm sure you've got questions.
Of course, you found the freaking body? Did you see Helen on the day of her death?
Of course I did. I just told you I found the body. Oh, wait. You mean when she was still breathing? No, of course I didn't. Plus, it's untoward for an employee to speculate about the actions of a hotel guest. Not that I saw any hotel guests interacting with her.
I want to slap the heck out of you, little kid, right here, right now. Persuade of 65. I think we both know that you're itching to gossip.
Honestly, you're more than a little right. I've been burning at the britches to share my theories. Day of her death, I saw Helen leave the hotel premises with the profit of profitability, and didn't see her come back. A little on the suspicious side, I think. Seemed especially strange, seeing how, as far as I was aware, the two didn't get on.
Okay. Why didn't they get along?
Or as I can recall, Helen dismissed the ladies' seminars in some kind of interview. Said her co-star used them, but she didn't. The top rungers are always ready to read between the lines of famous folks and seem to think the profit was on her way out. Woman lost a ton of bits and is set to lose more.
What's the deal with the profit of profitability? She's a guest?
Yep. Gives seminars on increasing profit margins and the like. Can't say much else, seeing how I ain't in the gossip market.
Okay, back to my other questions.
I hope all that helped. I'd like to be as useful as I can in the investigation. I just didn't want to steer anyone the wrong way.
Got any ideas of who might have wanted to do Helen in?
Everyone's got theories. I don't reckon mine hold much more weight than anyone else's.
It's not what I asked. You want to give me more details on how you came across the body?
Sure, I'd taken to checking the ballroom every few hours prior to the unveiling. Just to Make sure no sprats had snuck into the place. You understand. Found her right before I was set to head back to my room in the lower levels for my mandated 5-hour sleep period. Tell ya, thank the law for caffeinoid. Been too upset to get a wink of sleep since. And hey, now I can finally see smells.
Yeah, good for you. Any idea why Helen would have been in the ballroom after hours?
Beats all hell out of me. Maybe she was, practicing for the unveiling?
Did you kill Helen? You can tell me if you did. It'll be our secret.
What? No. Just because I found the corpse doesn't mean I made her a corpse. I was in shift all day. Besides, I loved Helen's serials. Well, the old ones anyway. The newer episodes are hot junk on a warm day.
All right, back to my other question.
Sure. What's on your mind?
I don't think anything, because, yep, we're done. We're done here. My next objective, I think, is... Oh, I got another quest. Speak to the constable. Constable Keen.
Hello there, my inordinately esteemed guest. If my hello were any more earnest, this loudspeaker would explode. Oh dear. I'm sorry, but you don't seem to have a registered room key. If you've lost your key, why don't you pay the hotel concierge a visit? I'm sure she can get you a new one. Then you can come back, and I'll service all of your vertical needs.
Sorry, I thought that was a door. The Needler. Well, obviously I'm getting this gun. Suits your needs. Oh.
Black Hole Birdie's disappeared, you know. The poor fellow must be inconsolable.
Dr. Goodnight. What a name. What a name. Okay. Constable Keen.
Oh, thank the law. Inspector, you don't know how relieved I am to see you.
Constable Keen, nice to meet you. We spoke on the Aetherwave.
Constable Maria Keen. It's good to meet you in person, Inspector.
Dr. Goodnight. Ecstatic to make your various acquaintances and so on. Are we finished with the pleasantries? There's something I'm excited to show you.
What have you got for me, Doctor?
An extraordinary contraption. You'll love it.
Our coroner has developed a device which may prove useful in your investigation. Our office has instructed her to hand it over to you.
Our office has instructed her to hand it over to you. Oh, please. You make it sound as if I'm turning over stolen goods. Behold, my discrepancy amplifier. Hold it in your hands. Feel the way it hums with ontological potential.
Why is everyone so childish? Got a science of 65. Interesting. I'm guessing this device makes use of deterministic calculus?
You're rather sharp in your upper story. I can see why you're the inspector. The discrepancy amplifier uses a deterministic model of our universe to detect the discrepancy between what should be and what actually is. Then it renders any discrepancies visible by using the power of magnification.
So it's a magnifying glass.
Yes. It's a magnifying glass, but an extraordinarily powerful one. It looks through the glass of reality itself.
I'm contractually prohibited from endorsing off-brand technology, but I'll bend that rule just this once. You'll want to peer into the amplifier and examine the crime scene.
Okay. And it's gonna take a weapon slot. Oh man. The discrepancy amplifier by force. I thought force weapons weren't allowed. Designed by Dr. Goodnight, the discrepancy amplifier is an inductive reasoning simulator and computation device fine-tuned to pick up discrepancies in the Eridanos atmospheric complex. The device requires the strong magnetic fields of the Eridanos complex and cannot function anywhere else in the colony. It should be a science weapon. I'm just saying. Okay. Can I talk to you guys beforehand?
Take a look at the crime scene. I'll stay out of your way until you're done.
This is not the same character model that they had a second ago. I'm gonna go ahead and
Oh, don't mind us, folks. Normal inspectors doing normal inspector things.
I got evidence. I gotta bag that. My wallet.
Go on, Inspector. Give the amplifier a try.
How does this thing work again?
The discrepancy amplifier is designed to be held in your hand and maneuvered about, not unlike a small arms weapon. Peer through the looking glass and aim the amplifier about. Examine the crime scene, find a discrepancy, and make a deduction. Simplicity itself.
All right, well, actually, I wanted a word.
Ah, I was waiting for this. Yes, of course. I'm only too eager to cooperate.
Tell me about the body. What's the cause of death? I'm guessing shot.
Our leading lady must have riled up someone. Her wounds from cranium to metatarsal are as follows. A blow to the head, severe enough to lacerate the flesh. Followed by a suite of plasma burns down the neck and back, signs of poisoning, evidence of inanition and desiccation, possible signs of jaundice, some shingles, one malformed toenail.
That's a lot of stuff. Medical 45. Let's stick to the most likely cause of death.
That's good advice. I'll just strike out malformed toenail as a possible cause of death. The short version is this. Helen was killed by poison, a blow to the head, and a plasma weapon. Possibly more.
So there's going to be multiple killers. If she's was hit by multiple things, there's going to be multiple killers. I'll bear that in mind. There was one other thing.
I am, of course, at your service.
I'd like to know a little bit more about you.
Oh, why, I'm flattered, Inspector. Let me think. I've worked at the Grand Colonial for about as long as it's been around. Prior to that, I lived in Byzantium, but I always felt like it was missing something. And that something turned out to be corpses. Byzantium has much in the way of luxury, but examining the dead does not rank amongst the preferred activities of the elite.
You know, most people like to think highly of Byzantium, except for my doctor.
It's not necessarily that I dislike it, just that I think the day-in, day-out flow of luxury gets old. Leisure's worth its salt, of course, but sometimes you need to get a little corpse blood on your hands to remember why life's worth living.
I'm sure Ellie would agree with you. Sounds like you like being a coroner.
Absolutely. Usually I'm just a medical practitioner, so I almost never get to deal with anything as unique, or as quiet, as a corpse. The most interesting thing I saw prior to this was the back of Mr. Woolrich's throat after he blew out his vocal cords shouting at an attendant. If I weren't here, I'd be back in my quarters, rewatching Byzantium in the spring, or working on my automatic sprat peeler.
Okay. Curious about this discrepancy amplifier.
Oh, good. One of my favorite subjects. Ask away, my dear. Ask away.
What made you invent it?
I didn't expect an existentialist question so early today. It's a need. Just as sprats feel they must breed, or canids feel they must brutally maul each other. I feel the need to create.
Oh, I don't have enough science or engineering. Come on, there has to be more than that.
Inspector, I'm sure you don't want to spend 4 hours talking back and forth about the intricacies of a science project. It works. That's the important part.
Well, it seems powerful. Why are you trusting it with me?
Because you're the inspector. I should think that's rather obvious.
Yeah, but why not just use it yourself?
I invented the discrepancy amplifier to assist me in my own medical work. When you were hired to investigate Helen's death, I realized I had my own part to play. I programmed the amplifier to assist you. I'm entrusting it to your care because I want to see my invention help a brilliant inspector solve the murder of the century.
Perception. And you want to be known as the inventor who helped solve Helen's murder.
You don't miss a thing, do you, Inspector? I can see why the constable recommended hiring you. Think of the amplifier as my gift to you. May it avail you in the swift and efficient prosecution of justice.
What happens if I break it or lose it or something?
I still have the blueprint and several extra prototypes floating around, but I might recommend you try to be careful with it. Some of the amplifier's internal components are rare, shall we say, and I don't have an indefinite supply.
All right.
You sure you don't want to know anything else? Oh, all right. We can change the subject.
There wasn't anything else in there.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
You sure you...
Okay. Ellie. Oh, not Ellie. Parvat,
Gotcha.
You're walking all over. B. Bellhop? I guess I don't know their first names. Let's analyze. Wait, where'd it go?
The discrepancy amplifier is now operational. Greetings, designated inspector and/or unauthorized larcenist. This unit has detected a discrepancy related to Halcyon Helen. Unscheduled expiration of. Begin amplification.
You can talk?
The discrepancy amplifier has been programmed to function as a helpful and perceptive aid to the enterprising inspector in the absence of a reliable deputy.
Oh, you'll love this. Amplifier, tell the inspector about your features.
Please do not interrupt the discrepancy amplifier. The discrepancy amplifier is programmed to take instruction from its registered or designated inspector.
How curious. I must have set its impertinence levels to flagrant.
This unit's features include an automated personality simulator. This unit has been programmed to simulate joy and satisfaction in assisting you.
First thing I want to say is the fact that that Spectrum Brown is that viscous is gross. When I'm drinking alcohol, I don't want it like that. Also, you gave me a very sassy gun. That's gonna be great. Let's get started. Tell me about this discrepancy you found.
This is a bottle of unreleased Rizzo's product. Helen appears to have attempted to use it to spell something as she expired, but all she managed was a sticky B.
It's also sticky. Ugh. Was she trying to spell the name of her killer?
This hypothesis is plausible, but requires additional information.
A B could stand for anything, like Spectrum Brown.
Now calculating likelihood of Halcyon Helen using her final moments to endorse Rizzo's Spectrum Brown. Low to moderate likelihood.
There's so many people this could be now. Black Hole Birdie. Isn't Black Hole Birdie standing here? Or staying here?
Correct. Bertie Black Hole Holcomb is a registered guest at the Grand Colonial Hotel.
Anybody else I should know about?
Accessing guest database B. The Grand Colonial Hotel is proud to serve the following VIPs. Bertie, Black Hole. Burbage 3001.
Make a note of this for later, Amplifier.
This evidence has been recorded for later reference. Now generating pre-approved compliment. Splendid work, Inspector.
Thanks. Parvati, you're really gonna need to
Making tracks.
not step all over the crime scene.
This footprint stands out from the normally spotless floor of the Grand Ballroom. Typically, the ballroom is cleaned twice daily, which means this must have been made by either Helen or her assailant or assailants.
go ahead and taste that dirt.
Ah, I see you went to the Canid School of Detective Methods.
Sorry. Discrepancy amplifier. Do the size of these footprints match anything you have on record?
Footprint is a tailor-made 8.75, suggesting that its owner was very particular about their shoe size. It is also the exact size that Halcyon Helen typically prefers. There are traces of dirt throughout the footprint.
Amplifier, can you analyze the dirt?
The dirt carries traces of fertilizer, as well as the faint signs of crushed purpleberries and grass. Grass, fertilizer, and purpleberries can all be found in the purpleberry orchards, located not far from the Grand Colonio.
So Helen must have been at the orchards before she died.
This deduction appears sound.
Good work, Inspector. I had a feeling we'd make some progress once we brought you onto the case. You'll need Administrator Ludovico to grant you access to the orchards. Contact him through the secure access terminal in your penthouse suite. Check in with the concierge. Your room should be ready by now. If it isn't, I may have to go shake someone by the collar.
Okay. Is that supposed to be Helen? There's a huge bottle of brown vodka. Some samples. I'm slower when I'm holding this gun for some reason. Can I put it away? Thank you.
You look like you've got something to say. Oh, good.
Something I should know?
I've got some questions for you, Constable.
Are you asking me these questions in an official capacity?
I was hoping to talk to you informally first.
I appreciate the gesture, Inspector, but I'm on duty. If you'd like to speak informally, you may visit my office during my scheduled socializing hours. Please, ask your questions.
Okay. Who found the body?
Norval, head bellhop. He was understandably distraught. I believe his feelings were genuine. He's a remarkably poor actor. Hotel security corroborates his whereabouts during the murder. I haven't included him in my list of suspects, but neither am I convinced of his innocence.
What makes you say that?
I'm a little suspicious of anyone who enjoys his job as much as Norval. He's also obsessive in his appreciation of Helen's work. Obsessive passion can lead to irrational behavior. It's a fact of modern science.
Any witnesses to the murder?
If there were any witnesses, none came forward. Ballroom cameras were also offline at the time of the murder. Helen was very particular about having cameras on her. Security footage would have constituted documentary filmmaking. Can't afford that.
What about the murder weapon?
There's no sign of the murder weapon. Whatever it was that killed Helen, the killer took it with them. Frankly, I'm having trouble imagining exactly what it was that killed her.
Any signs of a struggle? Was Helen armed?
Helen was known to carry her signature weapon, a bespoke handgun known as the Needler. There was no sign of any such weapon on her body.
Do you have any suspects?
Spencer Woolrich and Bertie Holcomb are officially persons of interest in this investigation. I've mostly ruled out Mr. Woolrich, leaving Bertie Holcomb as my lead suspect. Let me rephrase that. He's your lead suspect. I've been instructed to turn this case over to your capable hands, while I continue to serve as a consultant.
Got a perception and an intelligence. Intelligence. Your lead suspects are a tossball player and an actor.
I know. This entire affair is beginning to sound suspiciously like a 2-bit serial. Mr. Woolrich was Halcyon Helen's professional rival. It's possible jealousy drove him to take Helen out of the picture. I apologize for the wordplay. Conversely, Mr. Bertie Holcomb was Helen's paramour. The relationship was reportedly dissolved. I can't rule out her murder as a crime of passion.
You don't seem too sure about Spencer Woolrich.
Woolrich thinks of himself as a serious and distinguished actor. He was frequently cast in demeaning roles, while Helen played the charismatic heroine. He has reason to be envious. I considered the possibility that Woolrich killed Helen in order to eliminate a rival and advance his own career. But my reasoning collapsed under closer scrutiny. Woolrich owes his career to Helen's dramas. Her death likely harms his long-term prospects. I'm struggling to determine a motivation for him, so I've largely ruled him out.
What makes you suspect Bertie?
Mr. Holcomb was in a romantic relationship with Helen. This alone is not enough to make him a lead suspect, but he does play tossball. Black Hole Bertie currently holds the record for most non-consecutive blows to the head. His tendency toward irrational and violent behavior is well documented.
I'd like to talk about something else.
Please, ask your questions.
That's all for now.
Anything else?
I mean, I've got questions about the murder.
You've got my cooperation.
I'm gonna assume nothing. Yeah. Oh, phone almost fell.
Anything?
If we're going to be working together, I'd like to know you better.
I'm afraid I must decline. It isn't personal, Inspector. I'm just on duty right now. Talk to me later, after you've met with Administrator Ludovico. I'll make time to chat.
You at least tell me your first name so I know if it starts with a B? Thanks.
I knew I should have gotten her autograph when I had the chance.
Why is everybody staring? Didn't nobody teach them to respect the dead? Oh gosh, is that Miss Helen? Can we see?
You were literally stepping all over the corpse. I think that was supposed to trigger when I first got here. We'll chalk that up to the being produced during COVID bugs.